Alright, so what we're going to do today, right, we're going to create a zip file creator. So basically it's an application that could just zip a folder, and we're going to use Python to do this, and then we're going to use flowpro to run that Python script and create the zip file. So we already have the examples here. You can see we have our flowpro scripts, the little icon. So we can just click on it and get started. So let's wait for it to load up. This is the demo actually. So just give that a minute, right? So basically that's it. So that's simple user input, which is the location of the folder, and it has a long command which just runs a script. It runs zipper.py and it passes in the zip part, and the zip part is the user input that you would have created here, and then you run the script and you output whatever the results are, and that's basically the end. So let's see how we can do that. First let's check out the Python script. Alright, so this is not a Python tutorial, so we're just going to run it through. We have datetime, zip file, import some stuff. We import argpass, so that means we can pass values as an argument to the script. So basically that's what it's doing there. We get in the directory, and once we get the directory path, we zip, we put some stuff, we put a timestamp, the name of the file, and we do some other stuff here that allows us to zip the file. Alright, so it's pretty straightforward. You can always check out the script. Let's see how we integrate this with flowpro. Alright, so you're going to create a new script. We're going to call it create zip live, and we're going to start with a start block, and then we want to user input. So we go to builder and we say user input, and let's build this form, right? So we move that. Alright, so the user input, we're going to put file path, and we say enter the directory to zip. That's it. And this is the variable name file path. So let's say, for example, if we was to output the results, or echo, can we echo a message, and we was to say hey, and we echo file path. Alright, so let's just run this. Let's build this and run it and see what we get. So put test here, and you say hey file path. Oops, that's wrong. We need to close the curly brackets and run it again. Hey test, so test, this is another test. That's spelled wrong. Alright, so we can see that we can get the variable name after we pass it in here, after we enter it into this form here. So the value would be the same as the variable name that we put here, which is great. So the next thing we need to do is just run a command. I can't remember our commands. Just run a long command so we can extend it. I'm just going to copy it from the previous script. I'm just going to explain what is what. So there are a few problems here actually. Anyway, so base directory. So this is a system variable and just basically gives us the base directory. So what we're doing is we cdh, so changing directory to the base directory, and then we run in the command python. So and joins those commands together, right? And python, colon python, that means you have to have Python installed on your computer, and then we say in base directory and the zipper.py, and then we pass in the arguments. In this case, this zip path would be the name of the variable we created here, so it would be file path actually. So let's just change that. File path. Alright, so that is one step complete, and basically that's the end of our script, except that we output the results. So basically that is the end. The only thing we need to pay attention to is the fact that, so this base directory, right, that is basically the base directory of the script that is running in. And as you can see, but you probably can't see, we don't have the zipper in the base directory. So I'm just going to copy it and put it here. Oh, actually it is here. So it would create something like this. So it should have two. So let's go and see if we can run this now, because the zipper is in the base directory. So everything should work perfectly. So let's see if I can get a file path. I'm going to zip this folder, call it zip the wfTutorials folder, We're going to run the script and we're going to see what it says. It's running, it's running, it's running. It's running too long. We probably have an error somewhere, and we need to double check that. And it looks like we have an error somewhere because it's not working as expected. Base directory, zipper, file path. File path is correct. So, not sure why it's not working as expected. Let's stop it and let's see if we really have everything. So actually it was created, didn't it? Because remember we only had one here and now we have two. So why was that still running? Let's try it out. So maybe, just maybe, we don't try to take a folder path from a directory currently working in. So that could be the problem we're having. So once you create something that we're not currently working in, created it, so wfTutorials, we can see zipper. So we can go there and see the files that we created here, right? So let's check that out. So we can see we created it 2204.16.730. So let's go into it. It will probably send us into all the directories, but eventually we should be able to see the list of folders that we created in these, right? So all the pictures are there, which is great. So we know our script is running, and we can now use Python with flowpro to, make it a more user friendly. So basically all they can have to see is this. They just enter the file path or the directory path and run the script, and they should be able to see their output there. So one way to go about things.